Greetings and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and welcome back to Corpse Party. When we last left off, we found all the tongues of the children, so now we just have to return them to the last remaining two ghosts. And hopefully this won't end terribly. Also, we finally found out the name of the one girl, the girl in the red dress, Sachiko Shinozaki. And we're still questioning why she is still here if she supposedly got away from the murderer, but let's see what happens. I'm working on giving it back, young lady. Will you calm down? Okay, I hear you. Pretty much. That is a good point, because we don't actually know what happened with the little boy, but it looked like he had all of his stuff intact. Possibly, I don't recall. Obviously his tongue was gone, but... Pull out the tongue bags! Yes! What kind of noise is that near... I'm guessing it was the eyeless girl. Yuki, I believe her name was? The girls lowered their heads, or what's left of it in one case, and began rocking slowly back and forth as if feeling anxious. Yuki-chan, Tsuji, Tokiko-chan. 返してあげる。これ、あなたたちのものでしょ? Yes. Handed over the two bags. You're welcome. Although I would still think Tokiko, or whatever her name was, could not talk very well anyway, because she still doesn't have a jaw! Or at least a top jaw. Yay, we did it! You alright? Yeah. Yeah, there's a point. We still got the girl in the red dress, but supposedly she survived, so how is she here? Unfortunate. That's not fun. Well, no one wants to think about dying. I know, but that's supposedly the way you're gonna get home is by appeasing these ghosts, so you have to talk to them. Yes, we know, you have a crush on Satoshi. Even though it's obvious Yoshiki has a crush on you.
Shinozaki. わかった。次、俺がやるからよ。だから。
Well, aren't you a nice boy?
しっかり。お
What?
あ、また地震が。
Great, another one.
だ、これでかいぞ。
You think? Duck and cover! Uh-oh. Oh, it's you again. Hi. I guess she's... Or... I guess that was a woman's face, right? I guess she's not happy either. Maybe. I would think you would after an earthquake like that. Good question. This looks familiar, don't it? Sure looks it, don't it? Yeah, you're back. You are truly, truly back. Maybe. Alright, Ayumi, come on. Up and at him. That's a good sign. Poke her with a stick. Or she'll wake up on her own. Yep. Yes, you are. You're back, baby. Maybe. It could be a trick, you know. The little brat's playing a trick on you. It looks like it's your school. Cool. He's the taller one, and yet his desk is right in front of hers. Yep. Suck on that, world. That's great. Where's the rest of your friends? Oh, I have control again. Alright. Yeah. And this is exactly what happened in Corpse Party Rebuilt.
Satoshi and Yui sensei たちは帰ってきてねえのか?
Yeah, that's kind of question. Where's your friends? Venturing out in search of others, you find that even the janitor has likely gone home. The lights are out and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway.
8時を過ぎて真っ暗な校舎の中に居残ることになるとはな。現実感ねえな。
Yeah, really. At least every time I was ever laid outside of school, it was because I was, like, backstage with the musicals or something. But I wasn't alone. As the thunder and rain grow in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor's sea of black.
これ 現実か?
Is this real life?
さっきまでのは夢だったんじゃないか。どこで何やってんだろう俺。
Of course, something has to happen.
どうした篠崎?
I'd say that's a good reason to say something's wrong. Just saying.
なんだこりゃ。
Looks like hell. Well, obviously we still got another chapter to go through. Just lucky. This is what happened in the original one too. You thought you were home, but then all of a sudden this happened. And something should be coming out. There we go. Although you're not who I expected to be. Hi. Are you gonna murder us? We got you back your tongue. You should be happy, right? Or do you just want your freaking eye back? I can't give you that. Haven't found that. This was how the other one opened too, with talking about a rainy evening. Obviously, this is the girl in the red dress, though. Oh. How does an elementary school student have a fight with their mom, exactly? Okay. I'll buy it. You know, tragic backstory.
わかんねえよ。
お母さんと顔を合わせるのが嫌で、学校の後、私は家へ帰らずに、ぼーっと渡り廊下にしゃがんで雨を眺めていました。そうしたら、私の隣に吉風先生が座って、と私の話を聞いてくれたのです。
At this point, he probably couldn't talk very well.
先生、言葉を話せない病気だったけれど、心は優しい人だったから。
Yeah, kind enough to kidnap you and murder you.
私は好きでした。けれど。
But then, excuse me. Sorry. Continue, my dear. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still a little upset that you killed Mayu, though.
お兄さん、お姉さん、ごめんなさい。
Tell that to Mayu. She's still splattered on the wall back there.
あなたは5年生の菅野ゆきちゃんね。
Yep.
さっきはありがとうございます。
Yeah, we tried.
殺された私たちを成仏させようとしてくれて。
It was an attempt to get home, nothing more. Because, quite frankly, we're still kind of upset that you killed our friend.
結局、成仏はできたのか？なんでお前、まだいるんだよ。
Because there's more to be done, obviously.
いいえ、できてません。
Yeah, exactly. We didn't do everything, did we?
あなたたちから言葉を奪った、抜き取られた舌は返したし、あなたたちにひどいことをした犯人には懺悔させたけど。
Well, sorta. He still's going around killing people.
やっぱり許せない。
私たちの成仏に許す、許さないというそれぞれの意志は関係ないんです。
Oh.
懺悔とは犯人と被害者との間に存在して、それ単体で私たち被害者の霊を動かすものです。
So again, it's more towards dealing with the murderer than dealing with you guys.
私たちが天神小学校を異空間に閉じ込めている霊場の断片だから、私たちを動かすという方法は正しいと思います。
Okay.
だけど足りていないんです。犯人の懺悔が。
Yeah, obviously.
あいつの文化人形が喋った言葉では足りないってこと？
Nope. Obviously. That's why they killed Mayu. There's something you're not telling us, Yuki.
で、なんだよ。なんだって無関係の人間を何人も何人も閉じ込めてるんだ。
Good question. Well, you did perform the Sachiko Ever After doll. Also, I like the fact that he's standing in front of Ayumi to protect her.
俺たちをあそこに呼び寄せたのはお前ら子供の幽霊たちだろ。
それは違います。
Well, if you didn't summon us, who did?
だと？
私たちは異空間をつなぎ止める歯車に過ぎなくて。
お前鈴本を殺したじゃねえかよ。
And she's not the first, and she certainly won't be the last, I'm sure.
待って。
Don't antagonize the poor kid.
もう少し聞こう。
She might still kill us, you know.
お姉さんたちだけでも無事に遅れてよかったです。
Yeah, but you still have our friends back there.
なんで急に俺たちを気遣うような言い方すんだよ。
Well, obviously she's of sound mind at the moment. Who knows how long that'll last?
お姉ちゃんに聞いたことがある。強い未練を残したまま暴力的に命を搾取された霊魂は、
Okay.
普通の人でいうところの錯乱に近い状態でとどまってしまうって、いろんな感情や思いがごちゃ混ぜになってしまっているから、本来の優しい心と聖者への妬みや敵意の気持ちとコントロールできずに感情がくるくる変わるって。
お前の姉さんって霊能師の？
Yeah, she sounds really intelligent.
うん、ちょっと違うけど。
Huh. So, your sister's got like a sixth sense? Kind of suspicious of you, but if it runs in the
どっち
family.
もこいつの本音ってわけか。
だったらお願い、他の生きてるみんなも、持田君や先生たちも連れてきてあげて。
I don't think she can. Yeah, I don't think she can.
ねえ、できるんでしょ？
もうそれは無理だと思います。
Why anymore?
どうして？
あの空間は たくさんの無関係な命を食べ過ぎました。
I would say so.
あそこで死んだ人たちの恨みの念がもう満員だから。
Okay.
行き場をなくした悲しい思いたちの影響で、全ての霊が
So it just
わ
floats
ずかに
around?
残った理性を失い始めています。
Uh-huh.
私だってもうすぐまた生きている人をただ無差別に襲うだけの怨霊になってしまいます。
Oh, goody. So we are gonna lose you as an ally.
あなたも味方してくれなくなるのね。だったらなおさら急がなきゃ。何か内田君たちを助ける方法はないの？
Yeah, it's a good question.
一つだけあります。
One way, huh?
どうするんだよ。
Let's hear it.
お兄さんも知っている方法です。
Return?
この場所へ
Yeah.
戻って、
I figured we had to return.
私たち天神小学校の児童4名誘拐殺害事件被害者のみんなを成仏させてくれれば、歯車を失った異空間に大きな歪みが生まれます。そうすればもしかしたら。
あそこへまた戻るのかよ。それにせっかく残りあと一人だと思ってたのに、そんなつもりのお前ら3人も成仏してなかったしよ。
どうしてさっき口ごもったの？成仏できなかった理由。
Yeah, exactly. It does seem like you're trying to hide something, Yuki.
それは思い出したくないんです。でも
Ah, okay.
どうしても知りたいのなら教えます。あの時のこと。
Everything that happened during your death, I guess. Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand, and in an instant, their two beings seemed to merge together into a single mind.
白崎！
痛い！痛い！
Now what?
どうなったの？私。
Yuki took hold of your hand, and now she's gonna show you something, I guess.
気絶したはずなのに意識がある。真っ暗だし体が動かない。なんか疲れた時になる金縛りみたい。
Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Those are all the kids.
体が動かない。
You're probably tied up. Like all the others. Oh, back to you guys, huh?
生き残った赤いワンピースの女児、篠崎幸子。
Yeah, supposedly.
幸子の家族は事件後、怯えるように他県へ移っていったとされている。驚いた
Understandable.
ことに、この篠崎家についての記述はこの事柄以外。
Interesting. Well, there's still questions because, you know, Ayumi's got the same last name.
当時の書類や文献のどこを見ても 何を見ても見当たれない。
Yeah, exactly.
惨劇の舞台となった学校や現役校長の嫡男による凄惨な犯行。
Yeah.
そのスキャンダラスな背景の取材に目がくらみ、
True.
この小さな生存者の聴取がおろそかになったのではと予想したが、そうではなかった。
That's understandable. You don't want her getting dragged into it constantly.
誰も幸子のその後をたどることができなかったのだ。
Yeah, that's the question. Why is there no data of her? If she was such a crucial part of this story.
体は金縛りにあったみたいに動かせないけど。
No, you're tied up. Like all the other
あの光
kids.
景が見える。私の他に男の子が1人、女の子が2人。
Yeah?
顔に見覚えがある。
Yeah, the kids from the murders.
あの犯人に殺された天神症の子供たちだ。まだ生きてる。
Yep. You're about to basically see what everything was like through Yuki's eyes.
けど
Or eye, I
私を
guess.
含めみんな手足を縛られて床に転がされている。
Yeah?
だから私も体が動かないのかしら。
Exactly. You get to experience it firsthand. Unfortunately, no help ever comes. Blindfolded? Hmm.
目隠しをされ何も見えない。
Nope.
手足も縛られてるから目隠しを取ることもできない。
Yep.
こうしていると恐怖は余計に倍増する。
Yes, it does. Because you get to listen
耳が
instead of see.
どんどん敏感になる。周りの子たちのおえつの声が狭い部屋に反響して私も恐怖で頭が割れそうになる。何するのよ。どうして目隠しなんか。
Duh.
ねえ
He's sick.
離して。もう足ほどいてよ。
That's how it was, though. He tied them up and blindfolded them.
何度も叫んだけど男は私から離れていった。
Yeah. In order, okay? Oh boy.
順番って何？
あ
人間の声とは思えない凄まじい音波のような叫び声。端っこにいた男の子だ。
Poor kid. The boy at the end. So, in order. So it would have been Ryu, then Tokiko, Yuki, and then eventually Sachiko. So she gets to listen to the boy die.
それが永遠と続く。今まさに殺されてるんだ。
Obviously. But I thought it was that he was murdered by his tongue getting cut out. It sounds like he's getting stabbed.
なんてことなんてこと。こんな残酷な目に遭ってるのに
No one.
なぜせめて早く神様は意識を奪ってあげないの。
Is he gone?
何十分経っただろうか。
Oh my god, they went a long time.
何度も何度も繰り返し絞り出された男の子の叫び声はとうとう聞こえなくなった。
Yeah. Poor kid. Now it's the other girl's turn. The one who has no head above her jawline.
間髪入れずに女の子の悲鳴が上がる。これももはや音だった。
And again, left up to your own imagination. Not pleasant.
まだ終わらない。早く。
Yeah, you know you're far gone when you're like, just die already so I don't have to hear you being tortured anymore.
早く。私は何を望んでるんだろう。わからないけど、とにかく早く楽にしてあげて。
Yeah, well, after she dies, it's your turn. You're next in line.
やがてゴンと何か重いものが落ちる音がして静かになった。
That was likely her head. But again, in the report it said that the head was slowly and methodically removed. There, it sounded like she was constantly getting stabbed until her head fell off. Oh boy, it's my turn.
大きくなった足音。ぞわりと全身の毛が逆立つ。胃から下に氷を詰められたような、一瞬にして下痢になったような丘。順番。私は何を安心しているんだろう。隣の子が死んだら次は。
Yeah, and it's your turn now.
私の番じゃない。
Yeah.
髪の毛をつかまれ、頭をグイッと持ち上げられる。
Oh boy.
同時に目隠しを取られると犯人の顔が
Oh good, you get to stare at him as he kills you.
見えた。
天神小学校の開校当初から閉鎖されていた地下室で行方不明だった児童たちの 亡骸が発見された時の現場はまさに賛美極まる凄惨な光景だった。鑑識の調査の結果、凶器は逮捕時に犯人が手にしていた大きな断ち切りバサミと断定。躊躇があったのか、男のものにしては軽めの力で、しかし執拗に。
Really? His full strength hadn't been used. Sounded like they were getting pummeled pretty
殺
hard.
意を持って犯行に及んだことは確実であった。
Well, obviously.
公式発表では、児童たちの死因は舌を切り取られたことによる失血死とされていたが、
Yeah, they probably, from the way we've been listening to what Ayumi's experiencing, it isn't exactly how the stories in the media are portraying it. They seem to be stabbed repeatedly.
実際にはもっとむごたらしい凶行が行われていた。
Yeah, exactly.
以下は規制によりメディアで報道されていない殺害の手口である。
Really? How did you
現
get
場で
it?
惨劇を目撃した幸子の証言に基づいている。
Oh, okay. But if she was tied up, how would she know?
手足を縛られ、目隠しをされた被害者たちは一人ずつ距離を置いて泣かされ、順番に殺されていった。
Yep. In order.
ハサミで腹部をめった刺しにされた上に臓器を抜き取られ、ショック死。
So that's what happened to Ryu. He was stabbed in the abdomen constantly with scissors, and then I guess they were taking out some of his organs, like his intestines and such.
臓器は地下室の土床に粗雑に埋められた。一人はハサミで数十回にもわたって頬を刺され、口から上の顎部がちぎれ死亡。
Yeah. And the other one?
私を剥ぎ取られ、私の目の前にさらされた光景は想像を絶していた。
Oh.
血まみれの大きなハサミを手に私を見下ろしていたのはさっきの大男ではなく、
Wasn't the large man from earlier? Well, then who is it?
捕らえられていた子供たちの一人。
Excuse me, what?
帰り地で
Hi.
顔が真っ赤に染まった小さな女の子だった。
Sachiko.
正気のない灰色の目でじっと私の目を見据え、ケタケタと笑い出した。
Yeah, that face is definitely unpleasant. Yeah. He sounds scared of her.
ハサミは不快な音を立て、せわしなく開閉を繰り返す。
Yeah.
その錆びてボロボロになった血まみれの切っ先はスーッと私の目に向けられた。
Yeah. Now, chances are you've seen this kind of thing coming already. Maybe. I mean, the game gives you some fairly obvious clues early on that Sachiko was the murderer of 3 kids. For one, obviously in the opening of chapter 1, they had in bright red letters, "Sachi is my pride and joy." The fact of it is, this was slowly hinted at, but the game was constantly trying to point you in the direction of, no, it was Yoshikazu, it was the guy with the hammer. And it's like, well, what else would it be? He's a huge lumbering giant of a man swinging around a huge-ass hammer, killing people. He's insane, essentially. You would think that everything would point toward him. But the game kind of gives you some subtle hints that it is indeed Sachiko. For one, obviously the Sachiko Ever After charm, and her name is Sachiko. That's kind of an obvious one. But also, considering how we've interacted with her up until this point, all the other ones always got in the way and went out of their way to kill people. She was sort of just looking behind the scenes, watching how things developed. Almost like she was interested in what was going on. Also, if you look at the fact that all the other ghosts, even though they were all bloodied from their experiences and being killed, their clothes were transparent. She specifically has a red dress that you can see above all else on her. And then obviously if you watched my playthrough of Corpse Party Rebuilt, she was constantly antagonizing the main characters in that, so this was a long time coming. If you first play the game, probably you don't think about this stuff, but, you know, if you play through it a few times or watch it a few times, this gets a bit more obvious. But I digress.
なんでどうしてあなたがいや
一人はハサミで眼球を何度も刺された上に
Oh, now we know what's gonna happen to Ayumi in a
ス
minute.
ープのように潰れた目玉をえぐり出され苦しみ抜いた末に出血死に至る。その後なぜか犯人は3人の遺体から舌をハサミで切断している。
Yeah, that's interesting. Why remove the
執筆してい
tongues?
る私も胸の悪くなる。まさに悪魔の所業である。児童3人が惨殺される中、唯一生き残った少女、幸子。保護された後、
Oh, trust me, she ain't no victim in this situation. You saw her face, she was enjoying it. And it would also explain why he said it didn't seem like the guy used his full strength. Because it wasn't a grown man inflicting the damage. It was a 7-year-old girl. Obviously, she wouldn't have much strength in her arm to do that.
泣きじゃくる彼女の証言から追及が進み、吉和は送検された。言い換えるなら、彼を犯人確定に追い込んだ張本人である。彼女には
Yeah, interesting.
自宅の所在も家族構成も一切の記録が残っていない。というより、はっきり言えば存在していた痕跡が全くないのだ。
Yeah, that's interesting too.
ここからは仮説になる。果たしてこれは本当に吉和の犯行なのか。
So he's even questioning it.
児童たちを殺害したのは本当に吉和なのか。後期の吉和は言葉による他人とのコンタクトは不自由だったとはいえ、
Right.
基本的にはおとなしく、他人に危害を加えるような性質ではなかった。
That is a point.
彼を取り巻いていた親戚や付近住民の証言も聞くことができたので確実だ。
But as we saw earlier, he was scared of Sachiko. He was cowering in the corner as she was murdering. So, why would a big guy like that, even childlike, be afraid of a little girl? Right.
一方、それまで健康であった義和の父親。
Yeah, his father jumped off the roof of the building. Before that, he was losing his mind too.
柳堀校長が突然奇怪な言動や行動を取り始めたのもこの時期だ。何かに取りつかれたように屋敷の壁一面に意味不明の漢字の羅列を書き殴ったり。
Yeah.
何者かに怯えるように部屋の隅にこもり大声でわめいたり暴れたり。こちらも相当な事態になっていた。そこに私は人知を超えた力の動き、巨大なる呪詛の側面を見ている。開校当初より閉鎖されていた天神小学校の地下室に関する何か大きな呪いの存在。
Yeah, that's interesting.
この連続児童誘拐殺害事件より。
By the way, that is definitely the basement where the kids were murdered.
さらに遡ること20年。
What do you mean back a whole 20 years?
おぼろげながら真相を知る手がかりを私は見つけたように思える。
Really?
廃校になった後、取り壊されて別の学校が建っている現在では、失われた天神小学校の地下室を調べることは不可能だが、
Right.
私の助手が興味深い方法を見つけてきてくれた。不可能が可能となるかもしれない。これよりその準備に出かける。詳しくは次回の連載にてお伝えしたいと思う。楽しみにお待ちいただきたい。
Whoa! Kugabeki, 2003, 722. Continued in Chapter 5. Well, that was quite a way to end this whole turn of events. So now we know the true nature, or at least the true killer of the children. It was not, in fact, the principal's son. But that still doesn't explain the why she was enjoying it so much, why Yoshikazu was scared of her. It still doesn't explain a lot of things, but we'll be getting to that in due time. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell. We will continue this, and we will end this story once and for all in Chapter 5.